every now and then someone comes into your life that reminds you that people can change the way that they think, that people can be supportive of you. And this week, the person who's come into my life is journalist Joe Warner. He's written this book about menopause and perimenopause and how to support women through it from the husband's point of view or the partner's point of view, which on the face of it, you go, well, good luck to him. But actually, there is so much great stuff in this book that I wanted to share with you about relationships. But first of all, here he is.
I'm Joe. I'm a journalist and I've just written a book. It's my first book. So I've been a magazine journalist for the last 20 years. But I wrote about men. It was working for Men's Fitness. So typically around men's fitness, how to lose weight, how to build muscle. And I thought I knew an awful lot about the human body. And then I started looking more at women's health and realised I knew absolutely nothing about anything to do with how women worked. So I did some digging and long story short, I drew a bit of a blank. There was nothing out there really that told me as a man what I needed to know about this. Don't get me wrong, tons of amazing books out there for women, but nothing that showed me as a male partner what I should be doing, how I could help, what I should not be doing to stop making things worse. So that led me to writing a book which is out now called Burning Up, Frozen Out, What Every Man Needs to Know About the Menopause But No One Told You.
The book weaves around through understanding what the woman is going through, which actually is dead useful, whoever you are, all the way through to how to be better in the relationship that you're in to support your wife. Now, this is where it gets really juicy because I'm a big believer that sometimes we can be very unconscious about our relationships. We can get frustrated maybe with someone in our lives, or we can think that our partner doesn't love us because we're not articulating. And that sometimes it's not about what they are doing, it's about how you can take control of that relationship. You know, what are you putting in that can help? Joe and I ended up talking about his theory about reducing friction in a relationship.
I'm a massive believer in we're trying to remove friction from our day, right? We're not trying to completely reinvent the wheel. What we're trying to do is remove a little bit of friction from here and a little bit of friction from here. It sounds really, really simple, right? Making my kid sandwiches the night before, so I've got 10 minutes in the morning to sit with him. These are small things, or literally getting up 10 minutes earlier and giving my partner a cup of tea by the side of the bed. That is not a grand gesture in any way, shape or form, but what it is doing is removing a little bit of friction here, a little bit of friction's gone there. If you remove 3 or 4 bits of friction from your day, you might just coast through your day. You might just have the energy there to do something you've not done before, go for a walk, go to the gym, whatever it might be. We're not trying to tear up our entire life here. We're trying to make it a little bit smoother, so we've got the bandwidth to focus on what's important, being present with my kid, understanding what my partner's going through at work, and maybe just listening to her moan without going, well, you need to tell your boss about this, or you need to do X, Y, and Z.
The activity of reducing friction is something I think, or removing friction is something I think we can all do. Whether you're in a relationship in the house with someone or not, or whether this is with your friends, or whether it's just for yourself. What I want you to try to do today is look at how can I remove the friction from today? Can I make a cup of tea for someone or a hot drink for someone? Can I put my clothes out the night before? Can I just listen? Let's make today about some smooth sailing. Joe Warner's going to be with me through the week. He'll pop up from time to time. And he's got some really lovely tools that will help all of us, I think, or you and me, to be more explicit in our needs and understand each other. Joe's book, Burning Up, Frozen Out, is out now wherever you get your books. Every good bookstore, as they say. And I would say that, you might be listening to this and you are the husband in a relationship or a partner in a relationship of someone who is going through perimenopause or menopause. You might even be in a situation where you're unsure what's going on. You might be the woman who is experiencing perimenopause or menopause, or you might just be in the vicinity of people who are experiencing it. Whoever you are, this book is great. It's surprising how little we all understand about this phase of life. And how little we all understand about how to actually support people that are going through difficult times, regardless of whether it's menopause or depression or illness. And this is a great book that can help you with your intimate relationships or your closest relationships or any relationships where there is a little bit of this friction. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Everyday Positivity. You can also find everything you need to know about Jo Warner in the episode notes. There'll be links there everywhere, including you can hear my full deep dive conversation with Jo by heading to patreon.com/everydaypositivity or, as I said, clicking those episode note links. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. And remember, you have 100% got this.